All right, I think it's go time.
Are we actually live?
I think so. I think it didn't go right away. But
I used to think we were going to figure this out before the end of the year. Not a chance.
can I get... You want a French fry? Any French fries for you?
No, would you get a cheese curd?
I got cheese curds, but they're probably pretty cold by now. Wonder if your wife will microwave those quick.
Throw them in the air fryer.
Throw them in the air fryer.
That's good.
This is your home for the Culver's cam. This is JV Takes. We think we're live. We're like 90% sure.
Oh, yeah, we are. Here it is. It's on my phone.
Okay, good. We're live. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Culver's, for hooking us up with the good food tonight. In my humble opinion, I think that Culver's has the best fast food burger, and I don't think it's particularly close.
I would agree.
It's just like real ingredients. Do you go for...
Okay, aren't all ingredients real? It's just a different version of real.
No, the correct answer is not all ingredients are real.
Interesting.
Do you go for the double butter burger, or what's your thing?
Yeah, for sure. With bacon and cheese.
With bacon and cheese.
I'm getting hungry.
Support our local farmers. Well, it's a good thing we have Culver's with hookup tonight.
Is this how we're starting?
Yeah.
Are we gonna cut
No,
this?
this is it. This is the bit. This is the Culver's cam. This is what
boy.
they paid for.
Gotcha.
You should have seen the reception I got when I walked into Culver's tonight. Standing ovation.
They're all standing when they take your order.
They are all standing. Yeah. That's Kyle. I'm Logan. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. We've got, we've got a full episode tonight. We've got a big announcement coming up. We've got girls sections to recap, and then team section seeds are out, so we got plenty to talk about. So naturally, I think the best place to start is to just eat fast food on camera and waste about 10 minutes. Are we getting wrecked in the chat right away to start?
Yeah, there's just some warning thing on here. I didn't quite know what that was, but I think we're good. Let's just get going.
All right, let's do it. Pitter patter. So we teased a big announcement. Do we want to call a guest right off the bat and get a big announcement out there? Because it's been a heck of a week.
I think so. You might as well.
It has been an absolute heck of a week. We were, I don't know if
Verbally accosted.
I was going to say called out, but I think verbally accosted is the right term. So we have to address this controversy once and for all. We have to bury the hatchet.
The Alan Josh show did not take our ribbing lying down. That's for sure.
No, they did not.
So I thought Lundy and I were on good terms. Apparently not.
We're going to find out.
You're calling him Lundy?
No. We don't have enough time for Lundy. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Raymond joins the show. Welcome to the show, Josh.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. We are honored to have you here.
Use that word loosely.
Yeah, we do use that word loosely. We had to address the controversy from the past week.
The controversy. Okay, so before we address the controversy, I got to ask, where is the closest Culver's to the Hunnicky Hog Farm studio?
We are about dead even to Red Wing, Northfield, and Rochester. Right in the middle.
Red Wing, Northfield, and Rochester.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Strategically bought this just so I could be close.
Perfect.
And they do not, in case you're wondering, they do not deliver. We tried.
That is not a Grubhub option?
It is not, unfortunately. The only Grubhub out here is the sheep and the pigs that Kyle has running around in the yard.
Yeah, perfect.
The Hunnicky Funny Farm.
The Hunnicky Funny Farm.
The Hunnicky Funny Farm.
All right.
So, Josh, I think everybody knows why we're calling you. You know, there's been a little bit of back and forth. We've been maybe dragging each other through the mud a little bit. Somehow my mustache got brought into it, and then somebody said that Lauren Elsmore has better arms than me, which, I mean, it's all true and fair, but my question is, did it need to be said out loud?
Well, and I got to apologize for that, because the mustache thing, I was kind of caught off guard. I saw the picture that we were referencing, and I didn't know that there was a mustache thing going on. Al later filled me in that it was, you weren't shaven until Albert Lee, something. Are you growing this in honor of Albert Lee?
I am.
Something along those lines?
I am. A deep affinity
Okay.
and a lot of respect for Albert Lee. I went down there and they brought me out and they let me flip the disc before the match. So out of respect for them, I'm going to grow out my mustache because that's what their team is doing right now.
So, which I love. I'm a huge fan of that. But I did not know. Al had explained that to me later that's what was going on.
Oh, sure.
And then I think the arm comment, I think that came from Al, didn't it? I mean, he's kind of basically complimenting Lauren.
It did come from Al, and I feel like he said this, but an Anchorman style brawl is getting set up. I think he's trying to set the stage for that with the arm talk and the mustache slander.
Well, that kind of sounds like his personality, but I think he'd probably be worried about Kyle's reach. So I don't see it happen.
My arms are scrawny. He's fine.
They're long, but they're scrawny.
And I also, since we're on, I got to apologize to Kyle. I didn't realize that. I thought I texted Lundy because we get a lot of feedback from southeastern Minnesota. People love when they throw when Lundy gives Kyle a hard time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had one guy. Is probably related to Kyle, and he was laughing so hard, he was crying when I ran into him. He told me because I just love when you guys give him a hard time. So I thought I texted Brandon and asked him to go easy on you, but he did the opposite. And then when I reread the text, I said this. I did not say those exact words, so that was my bad.
Well, what's sad is, I had talked to Lundy, and I agree with a lot of what Lundy says, and now it's going to be difficult. Lundy and I are going to have a rematch, 20-year reunion rematch.
Well, oh my gosh, we can do that at the Worthington Open.
Yeah, there you go.
Do an L wrestle.
Tell Lundy to protect his ankles. If you're in the coaching corner, Josh, tell him watch your ankles.
Oh, he knows that because he gave me Kyle's email address. It's a lengthy one, but I guess it all makes sense.
It does. That is a good one.
If we're making a list here of everything that Lundy threw at Kyle on the last episode, his wrestling ability, the ankle riding, what else kind of did he hit him with?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. He kind of kept going back to him a little bit. What did he?
There was a lot of subtle jabs too that I can't tell the audience because I'm like, oh, that was a good inside one too. So some body shots in there.
Oh. I was trying not to laugh. I don't know if you could tell. I was trying to remain professional, but it was getting tricky.
It's not easy. It's not easy with Lundy. He kind of brings people down to his level a little bit.
He does. And you know what? You got to give him credit. I don't think he's wrong when it comes to the youth wrestling side of it.
No.
With the new scoring system.
You can just say all wrestling. No, it doesn't just have to be used. That's the one thing I agree with Lundy on. First time in my life.
We're making progress. That's good.
These two are going to bury the hatchet. And I think we should do something similar, Josh. And I know there's been some back and forth. At the end of the day, though, we all love wrestling, right? What do you think? We've floated the idea of a super show. You think we should make it happen?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if we can do it this time of year, with the postseason, we're in the postseason now. It's really the most awesome time of the wrestling season. Let's do it. What?
I think
where and when?
That's a great question. I think we should do it with the intent of burying the hatchet, but just in case, I'm going to bring a trident and a pitchfork like they do in Anchorman, just in case things take a turn for the worse. Because if Al starts talking about my mustache again, I'm going to have a trident just in case.
It's probably a good idea. We don't want things to escalate that quickly.
No, we don't. So, I think we should do it next weekend sometime. Could you guys do a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah. Yep. Sunday would be perfect. Sunday afternoon would be great because Saturday we got team sections, and that'll give me a little time to go through the brackets, and we'll have plenty to chat about then.
That'll be good, and we'll kind of cover each other's blind spots because you and Al will be able to talk about the 10-mile radius around the cities, and we'll cover the other 99% of the state.
That's perfect. That is.
That should work okay.
I love it, man. That is, yeah. So I'm guessing you guys are going to be, will you be front and center on Saturday at the Mayo Civic Center for the Final Four of all three sections, all three classes?
I hope not front and center because that means I'm probably flipping a disc again, but we'll be definitely in attendance, yeah.
Might be my first match of the year.
It could be. Kyle. We'll see. Kyle's finally going to get out of the house.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Logan, you might as well just pick them up on the way. What time is the first, do you guys know off the top of your head what time is the first duel down there?
No, but Kyle's going to.
11.
Yeah,
I believe.
11?
One. Kyle's going to verify here. Are you going to the Section 4 final, I'm guessing, on Saturday?
Yeah. Yep. We're one of those sections where the bracket isn't released yet. But we should be the 1 seed, and then we'll end up having a first round bye. We'll probably wrestle at 11 too.
Here's a fun little trivia, Josh. When was the last time that Simley was not the number 1 seed in sections? I'm guessing it was probably when they were in Section 1.
Yeah, it was. It would have been actually, let me think about that. Was that 2017 when Casson beat him in the section finals?
That could have been,
if I remember correctly,
2017 or 2018. If you're saying 2017, it's probably 2017.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think 18 they made it back. They flipped the script in 18. I want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was 17. Casson was the 1 seed and got it done that year.
Okay.
But I could be off a year too.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right to me. So when we're putting this show together here, Josh, should we find a local watering hole? Should we bring you guys out to the Hunnicky Hog Farm? Should we meet at the Northfield Culvers? What do you think?
Well, if you're asking me, and since it's going to be, I say we go. Let's find my preference would be a local watering hole. I like to support the local economy, and Al probably, I don't know if Al's ever been to Goodhue, so. But we can show them the sites, and yeah, let's okay. Will this be a audio podcast, or will this be one of your guys' YouTube live ones?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. We would have to have good internet to do the YouTube live.
Yeah,
and sparkling waters.
Yeah, we'd need sparkling waters.
Sell those at the 2nd Street.
That's a good
formerly
question.
known as Dars. So we'll have to check.
Yeah, when did they change? When did it change from Dars to 2nd Street? That had to be kind of recent.
I'm pretty upset about that, actually, Josh. In my mind, it's still Dars. I have not said 2nd Street Pub out loud. Actually, that right there was the first time I called it that, but I don't like it. It's still Dars in my mind.
Well, this is going well if we're going to try to ask him if we can do a show there.
Hopefully they're not tuning in.
I guess Culver's it is then. We're going to have to go to the backup plan.
We'll work on 2nd. So then we would have a live studio audience.
Yeah.
That's going to go one way.
That could be entertaining for some.
Yeah. That could be entertaining for some. I got to find my Goodhue Comet shirt.
That'll be good.
We'll try to work out the details on that.
Yeah, we'll put the feelers out to 2nd Street. I mean Dars, and then whatever we need to do to make it happen, we'll make it happen. Could be a live show, or it could just be a podcast.
Well, we're down. I think we're down with whatever. That'll be, that whatever works for the internet. What is it? Connectivity at the 2nd Street. That'll work for us.
Sweet. Well, we'll bring our shoes just in case we need to scrap. I don't wear headgear at my age, so I'm just going to bring shoes.
I don't. Al wrestled before there were headgear, so luckily for you, he doesn't even have to worry about that.
What time are we doing this at? Will Al be up from his afternoon nap?
I guess that all depends on what time we're doing. What time should we be down there? I mean, and we got to be careful because we want to make sure we finish. It's got to be after the nap, but before Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
I love how
scheduling is going to be key.
In your last show, Al just assumed that me saying we should meet at Perkins was a shot, was an age joke, but I actually just love Perkins. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably partially my fault because for the last 20 years I've been giving Al and Rod Frost a hard time about being old because they're a couple years older than me. And it's just not nearly as funny as it used to be when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I feel like it's almost coming back to haunt me, but
So can we put this to rest? Last question here for you, Josh. We're going to make this Super Show happen here, but can we put this to rest? You do or do not color your hair?
you know what? I have not colored my hair since the late 90s. So
Okay.
There was a time like you know
use some good products because it has stayed really well.
You know, the worst part is, well, Kyle, when you said, "Oh yeah, he definitely colors," with such conviction.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to have the missus confirm that one.
Oh yeah, he definitely colors. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to ask her because she will throw me under the bus. You know, just about any chance she gets too. So that I don't know. We'll have to play that one by ear.
If you want to hand the phone off to her, we've got time.
she's busy doing stuff.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
What? I don't think
Till
we
Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's all we needed.
Yeah.
I think we've got it set up, so we're all sorts
All right.
of fired up.
Perfect. We'll be in. We look forward to it, and you know, when you guys get the details hashed out, send them over, and we'll be there.
Let's do it. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling legend Josh Raymond. How about that?
We should check and see if they're even open on Sundays.
That's-
Yeah, they are 10 to 8.
They
Look at
are
that.
open.
Beepers.
Good.
Now we just gotta ask them.
All right. That's the end of tonight's show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
And it is 11 and 1, so it looks like 11 for all the semifinals, and then 1 o'clock for all the finals.
Yes.
That doesn't seem right. Is that enough mats?
Yep, it is.
Oh, yeah, because AAA doesn't. Yeah.
AAA has their semis on Thursday night. So it'll be 4 matches going, and then it'll be 3 matches going at 1 p.m.
Gotcha.
How about that?
Good.
We are just going to get embarrassed by Al and Josh. They know so much more wrestling than we do. We're just going to try and show up and not crap the bed.
Speaking of,
Showing up and not
Showing
crapping
up.
the bed?
yeah,
Girls sections?
that's a poor segue. Well, we were talking about all the 1s and 2 seeds and all that last episode.
We were, yeah. Why don't we... I've got trivia here on our agenda. I do want to get to trivia, but we're going to tie that in this week with team sections. So why don't we start with the big takeaways for girls section, huh? How about that?
Yeah, let me pull these brackets up because I was listening to you and your counterpart there for the girls section preview.
Uh-huh.
You and Alex. Uh-oh, you have your phone in your hand.
I'm back.
It got really nice finally in the ears. Whatever you just did there.
I turned off these extra mics.
Good. So, when I was listening to you guys, all I could think is squirrel. Like, boom, you're talking about this weight, then you're talking about that weight. I mean, it was fine if you can think a million miles an hour and could rewind a few different times. It was. You guys were on something. You were excited.
What are you saying? We were all over the place?
Yeah, you could feel the excitement.
Give me a metaphor. What were we like?
I don't know.
Come on, give me a metaphor. Like,
So-
I don't understand what you're saying. Paint me a visual picture of what it was like for us.
I don't know. I don't have one. You can't put me on the spot like that.
You don't have a metaphor?
No.
Okay.
So
shoot.
So I'm gonna lead this party
All right.
because you get a little crazy here.
You know what? I'm sorry I love good wrestling. I'm sorry I get excited for the sport of wrestling.
You were excited.
I'll tone it down a little bit.
So do you want me to go through like weight by weight, or do you just want me to like randomly pick girls and just say, oh, that one?
Let's spin the wheel, see where it lands, and we'll spin it again.
Let's start at 235 because we always start, with the little weights. Let's start with 235. Tell me a little bit about that.
Maddie Hamilton won the bracket. She was the number 1 seed. And I actually, getting way too far ahead of myself, she's the only girl in the entire state that qualified at 235 that qualified last year. So
Really?
she's back at state. And then I think it's Mila Carnahan from Apple Valley won a true second there. It was one of those weights where, the one seed took care of business and then everyone else was fighting for the second spot. Maddie Hamilton had a dominant tournament.
Did you do the math on this? How many came out of Section 1 and how many came out of Section 2? Is that Section 2?
Yes, I actually got to give credit to Rads. Ryan Radke texted me this, Byron head coach. 19 of 26 state qualifiers out of the Section 1 and 2 tournament came from Section 1.
Nice.
But I think that's you
As
got to
expected.
put that in context. Yes, as expected, but also Section 1 had 160 girls competing in the tournament and Section 2 had something like 70 or 80, I believe. So
So you're holding against Section 1 for having numbers.
all I'm saying is Section 1 is the best section on earth. They'd beat Penn State.
All right.
You know what we should do? I know you're in charge here, but we should group it as upper weights, middle weights, lower weights. Big takeaways.
No. 190. Ella Pagel. Sorry, Ella. Northfield.
Ella Bagel. I've never actually seen Ella wrestle until this weekend because she missed
really?
all of last year with some sort of something she was getting back from. She's ranked number 2 in state right now. If there was a number higher than number 1, I
Who's
would.
higher? Who is this ranker? The girls ranker.
Whoa!
My goodness.
Whoa! We don't do that.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm pulling this up.
What I'm trying to say is though, if there's a position higher than number 1, I would rank Ella Pagel that.
Yeah,
Wrestler
she is number 2.
Monster.
I didn't believe you.
Yeah, and I think she's had a limited number of matches this year. Like she's maybe wrestled between 10 and 15 matches, so maybe that's part of it. But she looks like somebody that's absolutely going to be the road to the state title at 190 is going through her. If you know what I'm saying.
Good. And then, I just clicked out of it. There was a Mayo lady that got second there. Olivia Martinez, Rochester Mayo.
Olivia Martinez, and I'm glad you brought her up because she was one of our athletes of the week earlier this year, and you've been ragging on me for owing people gear. I got caught up this weekend.
Got caught up, finally.
Yep, I got some hats handed out. You're going to see some sweet JV Takes hats bouncing around. I would say Adriana Coons probably got the coolest one, where it's like that pink and teal one I showed you. It's one of one.
One of one.
One of one, but they're going to be floating around. Olivia Martinez, just an 8th grader, already her second time at state. So how about that?
Did you do a breakdown, or did somebody do your work for you on upperclassmen versus lower? And like how many seniors, juniors, blah, 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 blah?
You are on top of your game tonight. You are leading this horse to water. 5. Only
Really?
5 of 26 wrestlers that qualified for state were seniors.
Wow.
So the youth is
Why
just,
is that, you think?
the girls wrestling is just relatively new. I would say there's only been 3 state tournaments so far. So you've got the OGs like Charlie Raymond, of course, Lauren Elsmore. These girls have been doing it for more than 3 years. But a lot of these girls, like Maddie Hamilton, I think last year was her first year. Adriana Coons, I would even say she's
Squirrel.
an OG, but a lot of these girls are new to the sport.
This
right?
is what I'm talking about, Logan. Right here. See, you just started boom, 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 boom. A squirrel in a pool of nuts.
There it
That
is.
you.
There it is.
God.
I was trying to pull that out of you. I knew you'd give in
Wow.
eventually.
Just come on. I should almost leave this one for the end.
That one's all
This
you.
is my bracket.
That's all you.
So, no, we'll forget it. I'll accidentally screw that up. All right, 170. Tell me why this is my bracket.
This is your bracket because it's really the only one where we had an underdog come through and get a state trip, a state tournament trip. Katie Augenstein of Byron was a number 5 seed, and she was my Sunday morning ride athlete of the week. She came all the way through to get a true second and earned her spot to the state tournament as a number 5 seed. Get this, Kyle. 12 of 13 number 1 seeds won their bracket. You were fuming about this.
That's not
weren't
my
you?
type of tournament. I'm not going to lie.
I was going to say, you were pretty upset.
So we can automatically award her athlete of the week for JV Takes as well, right?
You didn't even want to do this show. You told me there were not enough underdogs here, and you did not want to participate in something where there weren't underdogs.
So, athlete of the week, right
You
there.
told me you wanted the girls that placed 5th and 6th at sections to get the trip to state. That's what you told me,
That's
right?
not what I said.
Didn't you say that?
I said I just like a good underdog story.
You said
and we
you
found
wanted
one.
to penalize the girls that got 1st and 2nd
my
for doing
goodness.
too well.
I'm just happy you finally acknowledge somebody that's not, ranked in the top 3.
Yeah, but Katie, awesome tournament. Just an awesome tournament. Chelsea Rodriguez, Rochester Mayo. She's an 8th grader who won that bracket. She's going to be a force to reckon with. Look at these Rochester Mayo upper weights as I turn into that squirrel. And
Yeah, there it was.
again. But, I mean, you think about it. If they had Jeriana Marshall this year, you're looking at Jeriana Marshall, Olivia Martinez, Chelsea Rodriguez, and Taya Vicker as a back end of your lineup.
Because Taya Vicker got second at 155.
Taya Vicker got second at 155, yep.
So tell us about 155 a little bit. Finally, we found a Section 2 person that won that.
Yeah, that was Esperanza Cavillo. And if Apple Valley wasn't in Section 2, I don't know who would have gone to state out of Section 2 because it was basically like Apple Valley and Section 1 running the show here. We'll get to a couple lightweights that came out of Section 2, but it was Section 1 and Apple Valley for the most part.
Yeah, there wasn't too many there.
There was not.
148.
Aaliyah Fisher, I believe an 8th grader from Owatonna. We'll have our production team look that up and verify that, but I think she's an 8th grader. I think it was her second consecutive trip to state as well, just like Olivia Martinez.
Freshman. 22
Okay.
and 5.
Freshman. So it's a year off. Yeah, and she beat a really talented Eliana Callies and, make that even more impressive. She did that at Big Nines last weekend too, so it'd be tough to beat the same wrestler, especially a stud like Callies on back-to-back weekends.
142. We got our first Chatfield sighting. This has got to make you happy.
This is good. Elle Eichhoff got through for Chatfield. That was a great tournament for Elle. I think only her second year wrestling as well, either second or third. So she's just grown exponentially in these first couple years as well. The wrestler that she qualified behind, though, is absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't seen Cassie Gonzalez wrestle, you got to watch her because it's just like blast doubles and a different level of physical. And I'm not going to say any names here, but for the first time ever, I saw a wrestler accidentally go onto the mat with a backwards singlet on. Have you ever seen that before?
Yes.
They get out.
Have you ever been to a junior high tournament?
She at least walked up to the table quick. She was going up to the table to check in and goes, can I go switch this quick? And they're like, yes, you have 5 minutes. And she was back in about 30 seconds. But that was kind of funny. And so it turns out it happens to JV wrestlers and it happens to 2-time state champs as well. Not once again, not throwing anybody under the bus. Absolutely not doing that.
Oh, Logan. Sorry, I just ate a cheese curd. Wasn't ready. I thought you were going to keep talking. You can usually get windy. So
I could use a wind. It's kind of warm in here tonight.
we just did 142. How about we do 136?
Hattie Mathery, man on a mission. She looked fantastic. And Michaela Sell from Owatonna, fun little tournament for her too. She came through back through the backside and got a true second. But Hattie looks like she is a force to be reckoned with.
So, what's unique about this bracket, Logan? Something that I noticed.
At 130?
136. Back at 136.
I don't have the bracket in front of me.
It's right here. Well, kind of right here. Dead air. That's great for radio.
This isn't radio. This is a podcast.
So this, I think, could be wrong. There might be one other. But I believe this was the only match that had a true second. Was there just one? Or was there two?
I don't agree with that. There was another true second.
Okay, I'm saying there's like one or two out of
There weren't
all of them. That surprised me.
Well, there weren't many. Like we said, I mean, things went pretty chalk. There was a lot of 1 seeds, a lot of 2 seeds, a couple of 3 seeds got through, a 5 seed.
True seconds are the best. They are so
Unless
much fun.
you're the wrestler coming down from the top side.
No, I'm saying as a fan, true seconds they're fun to watch.
I think when there's a true second, you just throw everything out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
Absolutely.
have these wrestlers wrestled before? Who cares? Doesn't
Saddle up.
matter.
Yep.
What are the records? Doesn't matter. Grades. Nobody cares.
Nope, it's awesome. 130.
All right, this is where things get interesting. So Lauren Ellsmore in at 130. She'd wrestled a lot of the year at 124, but here she is at 130. She did Lauren Elsmore things. We don't need to spend too much time at that. Flusher Fixers at a band concert. So Charlotte Ferry, though, of Fillmore Central, Lanesboro, Mabel Canton, the 8th grader, gets the trip to state with Elsmore. She was losing 6-0 late in her semifinal match. And so she's down 6-0. I missed it. I just looked over and saw a wrestler on their back. But she either hit a headlock or pancake something late in the third to pick up the pin and get tripped to the section finals. So if I'm giving out like a match of the tournament, I would give it to Charlotte Ferry's semifinal.
Big one. Nice.
Over a returning state place winner, Kyle.
There were some deep brackets. All right, 124.
124. This was not at all the bracket that we thought it was going to be.
Here's another true second match.
When Alex and I were swimming in our swimming pool of nuts, we were so fired up about Andrea Canones, Lauren Elsmore, Camden Salter all being in the same bracket, and it ended up only being Andrea Canones in the bracket. Hadn't seen her wrestle before. She looked fantastic. And then Zoe Steinkamp gets a trip as a section runner-up at 124.
118. Did this surprise you? Not the winner.
No. I ultimately did think that Callie Graber would be ending up wrestling girls here, and she did. What kind of surprised me is there was a couple moves in response, I think, to Callie Graber going girls. You saw some movement at 124, 130. You don't know exactly why that happens, but when you have a girl like Callie Graber, who I would say is probably the best female wrestler in the state of Minnesota, that's going to change things, right? People are going to shift around a little bit potentially. So,
and this is our first non-Apple Valley second place qualifier.
Yep, and I think we'll only have one or two more.
Well, there's only like 3 weights left, so.
This at 112, this might have been.
Oh, you're already there. Okay.
I don't have much else to say. Do you have something you want to add on 118?
Go ahead. 112.
At 112. This might be my sneaky favorite like finals match because Hayden Hawkins, you know, she's just bursting back onto the scene this year. She's had so many big wins. Of course, the one over Ella Henning, the returning state champion, is the biggest. But Maggie Olson is just like so experienced, mature for just a sophomore. Just has a great feel for the sport of wrestling. You can tell she's one of those like Lauren Elsmore and Callie Graber who's been doing it for a long time. And that was a sneaky good finals match. Maggie ended up winning it 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that. That, Kyle, might just be a state finals rematch, potentially.
You're calling it?
Potentially. But that's all. Okay, here's the problem, though. You got Bernie Rock in that bracket, who was a state finalist last year, who wrestled Lauren Elsmore in the finals. And then you got Ella Henning in that bracket as well.
Don't shy away now. You called it.
Who was a state champion last year.
Don't.
So what I'm saying is, you got 4 hammers in that tool chest, brother.
112 will be fun. That's so yeah, nice. 4. All right.
That's gonna be good.
106.
So this wrestler,
do we even talk about 106? Oh yeah.
This is not a Section 1 wrestler, but she was put on my radar. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Azalea Kalal is absolutely unbelievable. I would have liked to see her wrestle Adriana Coons, but I think that would have been a fun match. But Kalal is just an absolute, I don't know, freight train. What do you...
I just had a great idea. What if we do a Section 1 versus the world girls duel versus the world? I guess I kind of said it there.
I think Team Section 1 would stand a real chance.
You know, they used to do like I don't know if they still, maybe the border battle or whatever after the season with Iowa. You know, like Southeast Minnesota would go wrestle those Iowa kids.
Yep.
Section 1 versus the world girls duel.
I'm here for it because
Who would host? Mayo?
Bigger gym. We need bigger.
Need bigger. All right.
Farmington. Maybe Al Venz would hook us up.
There, yeah.
Although I don't think we're on Al's. I don't think we're on Al's good side lately.
We could be like guest coaches for the Section 1 team. Al and Josh, celebrity coaches for the world team.
I'm in.
That could be fun.
I'm 100% in.
There we go. All right. I got distracted.
So Isabel Townley, Oh, you got distracted, huh? You're in the swimming pool of nuts? Don't take that out of context.
No, I was making sure. I got to do the production side. I got to keep you in line. There's a lot going on right now.
Isabel Townley got second at 106. It was the highlight of her tournament was her semifinals match. She knocked off a returning state finalist, something like 13-3 in the semis. So a great tournament. Ran into a buzzsaw in the finals. That's 106.
All right. What are your takeaways, Logan?
No, we got to get 100 too, brother.
I thought you were at 100.
So Azalea Kalal. Got it. Kalal. I think it's Kalal. Anyways, 100, Adriana Coons, absolute buzzsaw. 7th grader has taken the world by storm. And
Who's her loss to?
Hayden Hawkins. She went up.
Okay.
She wrestled her up at 114. So it's like she wasn't even down at her weight, and she lost to Hawkins by a point. My big picture takeaway, Kyle, as I
Hold on. Before that, your mom's onto something here. Create a Section 1 versus the world female t-shirt. We would need somebody to help us design that. I don't think we have the ability to do that.
Joanne, pitter patter, get at her.
So, team shirts. Continue.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted for a second.
Weird.
Big picture. I like this when you're kind of in the driver's seat and you're keeping us on track. This is good. This is going to turn out good this episode. Big picture.
I'm just going to eat
This-
some cheese curds. I've only had like half a bag.
Hey, I'm trying to look into the camera for dramatic effect, and you keep talking. Are you done?
Yeah, go.
Last warning. This group of girls wrestlers coming out of Section 1 has the potential to do some really special stuff at the state tournament. I was drinking the Kool-Aid earlier today. I think I texted you this, Kyle. I was like, could this group of girls win 4, 5, 6 state titles or something like that? And I honestly think the answer is yes. Like, you think of some of the high-level wrestlers in here between Adriana Coons, Maggie Olson, Hayden Hawkins, Callie Graber, Ella Pagel, Lauren Ellsmore's a state champ. You just go down, and it's so many high-level wrestlers coming out of this group of Section 1. And I genuinely believe that they're going to have a very special state tournament. It's fun to see.
Good.
It's very fun to see.
And
Am I drinking the Kool-Aid too much?
yeah, and you basically just discounted anybody that's not going to be a top seed. So that's rude.
Is it off-brand, though?
No, you are spot on today. So,
We're spot on.
and
Yeah.
for all those other ones that disagree with Logan and his opinions, you can just go bust some brackets.
Or send me an email.
Yeah, send him an email too.
jbtakes1@gmail.com.
Rip him a little bit. So, but overall, good experience. Saw some pictures from there. Looked like there was a good crowd.
The first day, it was plump full.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And that was at Century, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Why are you chewing into the mic? At least I sit back.
It's for we have a sponsor, okay? If I don't chew into the mic, people don't know that I'm eating Culver's. Do you want our sponsor mad at us?
There's literally a bag right there.
Yeah, but for the people listening on the podcast,
True.
if I wasn't eating in their ears, they would have forgot that we had Culver's on board.
Any other good takeaways from there? I saw you saw Alex. We should have had Alex call in, give his opinions. Maybe next week.
Well-
Maybe Alex will show up to the
Do you
Super show.
do you want to be the lifeguard at that swimming pool?
I need to.
A
Yes.
call with me and you and Alex.
Next time I'm managing that. So there. We'll
We gotta-
officially invite Alex to the Super Show.
We should actually. Yeah,
If he listens, we'll see.
We
Don't tell him about it. He's only going to show up if he listens.
That would be hilarious if he texted us in like 3 weeks from now. He's like, "Oh, that sounds great. I'll be there."
So, all right. What else we got?
I think I touched on all my points. The big takeaways were the hammers at the top, the youth, which we touched on, and then Section 1 versus the world, as always.
Nice. Good. Good.
Oh, here we go. We actually have to get my hard-earned performance of the week brought to you by Lodemeyer's Implement. Thank you, Lodemeyer's and Goodyear. Clara Schmidt from Lake City. I mentioned this one on the Sunday morning ride. This is for you, Kyle, because Clara Schmidt was a number 6 seed, just an 8th grader, real underdog, ended up dropping her quarterfinal against Taya Vicker, I believe, who was a number 3 seed, comes all the way through the backside, 4 consecutive wins on the backside as an 8th grader to place 3rd at sections.
That is awesome. I do like that.
Yeah.
Good. So you're looking out for me.
I knew you would like that.
Okay, here I got a question for you. Actually, just came to my head.
Fire it away.
So we're seeing a lot of these underclassmen, right? 7th, 8th, 9th grader girls that are just putting on some good performances. Now, do you think, and you don't have to say anything specific, do you think they're going to continue their dominance and or stay atop? Or are there going to be new up-and-comers that are going to now have more experience entering as a 7th, 8th grader than maybe some of these, and they'll start leapfrogging them?
All right, since you asked for specific examples, I'll say this. I think
because it's a new sport. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say new sport, but it's new. So I think everyone's trying to figure out how you train, how you practice, where you do it, where you compete. You know, how do you see this shaking out long term? And maybe it's an impossible question to answer until we just see it. But
I think there's going to be a little bit less consistency than boys wrestling. I think some of these studs are going to, I don't know if get caught off guard is the right term, but they're going to get hit by some of these other wrestlers that come out of nowhere. Like a year ago, if I had told you Adriana Kunz is going to be out here wrestling varsity for the Triton boys team and winning section titles at 100 pounds, you'd be like, all right, just relax. But I think these wrestlers are coming. We don't necessarily know who they are, but eventually they're going to be here. And there's naturally going to be turnover with the sport. In my own opinion, it seems like there might just be a little bit more turnovers with girls wrestling right now. Like we mentioned, wrestler from Rochester, Mayo, we unfortunately didn't get to see, or a wrestler from Lake City, who we unfortunately didn't get to see. But I think girls wrestling is going to be, there's going to be more of those surprises coming, if that kind of answers your question.
Absolutely. I mean, it makes sense. As people test the sport out, some are going to just go all in and be like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And others are going to be like, yeah, it's fine. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, which is fine. Yeah, whatever. So,
and
cool.
I looked it up, and 7 of these girls that qualified for state out of Section 1 qualified last year, which seems like a pretty low number because I counted the ones that didn't qualify in back-to-back years, and it was like 6 or 7. It was pretty close to like a 50% coming back rate.
Because how many seniors were there last year? Do you remember?
There was a handful. There were not many.
Good. Mm-hmm. All right.
Girls wrestling, Kyle. How about that?
Now, for the state tournament, when do those brackets actually come out? Is that the same as the boys?
I believe so. Same track wrestling page.
I knew you were going to say that. And it just annoys me. I've gone on this rant to you, and we'll do this in a different time. But I think I'm going to write something up about this and finally update your terrible blog post that's been there for, I don't know, a year. Or did you update it finally?
I was gonna today, but I didn't.
Yeah, shocking. So we do a bad job as a sport of promoting our sport, like giving people something to talk about. Mm-hmm. Like sitting on brackets. And I get it. Trust me, I get, oh, yeah, we don't want whatever. As a state, we need to come together.
Are you saying this because I just interviewed Mark Weasley on my show and we were talking about this?
No, I didn't listen to it yet. So, no, but it's true. Like,
so just to recap,
hard, okay.
I brought you Culver's tonight and you didn't listen to my wrestling show this morning?
I listen about, I don't know. I put them together, you know.
Uh-huh.
I need time for you.
Okay.
So
proceed. The jury is here.
No, but it's just like even looking for the schedule for the girls bracket or like for the girls tournament was not easy. I don't even know if I actually did end up finding it. And I feel anybody, like I should be able to find it. I kind of know where things are on the internet sometimes.
Well, yeah, you spend 90% of your time on the internet.
How are You're like just home. Casual people like, hey, I want to go see what's going on. Like it's just whatever.
So we need to do a better job. We need to get those brackets out. We need to get them out, and we need to bang the drum, and we need to get everybody looking to
in the
see
entire
those
state.
Brackets.
Yep.
And you think JV Takes should do a reveal?
I don't know about that, but I just can't. Anywho, continue. We'll talk about this later.
No. You agree with me. JV Takes should be the revealing source for the state tournament brackets.
No, I don't. I don't want
to. How early is early enough? Should we reveal them the Tuesday before state?
What's the weight on the girls?
I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, exactly. The boys comes out within probably 16 hours of the last, not even 12 hours probably of the last match wrestled.
This is on brand for me, but I would like to release them in November. You know what I mean? Just like take the number 1 and number 2 ranked wrestlers, make the state tournament
All right,
brackets.
moving on. I know when I've lost you.
Okay. So we're going to transition here. That was girls wrestling talk. We've got team sections we've got to get to. But Kyle, I think this is a natural spot for us to plug in trivia here, brought to you by Culver's. Thank you, Culver's, for bringing us trivia and for bringing the Butterburger that I ate on my drive home. Instead of doing our traditional trivia, we're going to do something a little bit different this week. We are going to have people send in their favorite section tournament memories. So what I'd like here is maybe it's a big 4 versus 5 seed matchup on Thursday
Or
night.
just give us your example.
Or maybe it's a big upset that happened on Saturday. Like for me, a couple that come to mind would be like 2013. I was a sophomore at Goodhue. My brother was a senior. We hadn't been down to the Civic Center in a couple years because the program was kind of rebuilding. So Thursday night in Goodhue, we're hosting Lake City. We're the number 4 seed. Lake City's the number 5 seed. On paper, we're maybe supposed to win by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. A nameless wrestler, who is my older brother, gets upset partway through the match. He loses a match he's supposed to win. And all of a sudden, we're in doubt. So it comes down to heavyweight. It's tied at 30, I believe. And then second period of a 0-0 match at heavyweight, Josh Daling throws in, of all moves, Kyle, a half Nelson. He pinned a very good heavyweight from Lake City, a 25-30 win wrestler with a half Nelson. Were you in the gym?
Mean half.
Were you in the gym when Goodhue beat ZM in 2022? It was that type of loud in the gym. Eardrums were bleeding. The windows were vibrating. It was the loudest I've ever heard the Goodhue gym. And then we ended up going down to the Civic Center, and unfortunately we ran into Chatfield, who was a buzzsaw. They were the number 1 seed in the section, ended up getting 3rd at state, but we put together a good duel against them. I think like Bailey O'Reilly got a big win at 106 against a Goldsmith, maybe, and then Joel Gadiant beat like Ty Van Sickle. So we gave ourselves a shot to beat Chatfield, ended up losing to them by a few points or whatever. So use that text line or send us an email to jvtakes1@gmail.com and send us your team, your year, and your fun Civic Center memory.
Or show up live and we'll put you on the air and you can tell it.
Or do that, yes.
Maybe not everybody, but we'll try.
Yeah, and we're going to share some of these stories. So like,
This is a good one.
A good one would be 2022 Dover Yoda, right? When they were partying on Goodyear.
Yeah, that was mine last week.
Yeah.
And I was on the bad end of it, but I'm like, hey, props to them. That was awesome for those. So here's one. 2005 team final. Colby Alberts versus Levi Price. Big throw, and the lights go out in the Civic Center.
No way. That's
what they're
real?
saying. That's what they're saying. I was not around for that one. That was the year after I graduated. But I wonder who threw, because Levi Price was a big thrower. So that'd have been a fun match to watch. So, and then we had Andrea here said that she thinks the brackets come out the week before state on the 23rd. Oh, yeah, we got a few people here that said the 23rd.
Yeah, there we go.
So, okay.
As you suspected. What do you think would be other ones that people would bring up? I think friend of the show, Joey Majuris, I think he'd talk about ZM in 2015. They beat Kenny Wanamingo by like 1 in the section final.
Okay, the 23rd is still literally the week of the state tournament.
Yeah.
Like, that's when all of them come out.
Yeah. Are you upset?
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying what?
Can you think of any other ones off the top of your head? Just like legendary Civic Center throwdowns?
Yeah. Eric Sanders got pinned by Jake Trogstead. Eric obviously was a stud. Bumped up, I think, from 112 to 125. Didn't go well. So that one was kind of crazy. Yeah,
Were there big team implications with that too?
It was a team duel, yeah. Yeah, it was, I think it was the section finals, so that's back. Oh man, that would have been like 2001-ish, give or take. No, maybe 2000. I don't know, somewhere in there, maybe even before that, 2000. So that was pretty exciting.
I'll throw another ZM one out there because you hate ZM.
Well, no, you're asking me this, and I have all these like shocking. negatives that I want, like, but I don't know why. I think they're more.
You want to throw people under the bus and say this person blew a big match, aren't you? That's kind of who you are.
No, like, okay, I'll use this one. So, like, Mitchell Lexel got pinned. Was that like the first round?
Of individuals? No.
Came back and I got true second.
No.
Against
he got
Charles kid.
Carson Henry.
Yeah.
He got pinned in the finals, I thought. And then by the LARP kid. I thought it was a Thede that pinned Mitchell Lexfeld in the finals. He cow-catchered him, and then Mitchell has to wrestle a true second against Carson Henry. I don't know who I heard this story from, but somebody told me they heard Carson Henry say before warm-ups that he was going to get him in a spladle. And as time expires, he puts Mitchell in a spladle and was 100% pinned, but the ref was out of position and had to sprint around, and time ran out.
Interesting.
And then Mitchell went on to win state. That's what I remember. It could be wrong.
No,
it
that could be
wrong.
and that's the thing. It's like I have these like random snippets,
Pieces.
right?
Yep.
So Colby threw Levi. Oh, I bet. Yeah, like it's interesting. Getting some updates here. So yeah, send us those. I bet, and preferably if there's like people of the Al and Josh vintage, it'd be fun to hear some of those. There's probably like dads of a lot of these kids we're talking about that have some good stories. So
I was talking to Steve Henricks down in Plainview, head coach at PEM, and he's a Goodhue alumni, and he was talking about the 1987 Goodhue team that knocked off, I think it was like Hayfield in the district or section finals or something, and Goodhue either sent nobody to state individually or one or something, but it was team wrestling. They pulled off this big upset against Hayfield in 87 or 88 or something. So they're out there.
good.
They're out there.
That could be kind of fun. Yeah.
It would be very fun. So
And maybe we should have Mitchell call in and clarify.
defend himself.
Yeah, just find out what happened there. So, all right, what else we got? Team. Were you gonna talk team?
No, we got to give out our awards for trivia last week.
Oh yes.
We only had two people send it in because it was actually kind of a hard trivia question. It was
fresh.
all
Yeah, that one was
all the wrestlers that have won Rochester.
But okay, I think one person didn't get him right.
Who?
Did they get?
At this point, I'm just giving awards to the people who tried.
No.
I think this guy and this guy got him right.
I think they missed the one.
Who? This one or him?
No, I think they both did. Actually, now seeing those names,
All right. Sorry to them, I guess.
I can look. I'll look while you continue on.
I got to give out our quote of the week because he did not answer the trivia question correctly, but Jordan Sorensen wanted to defend himself. The voice of the comments, Jordan Sorensen, says that resiliency is his middle name in response to us bashing him for not getting a trivia question right. So sorry, Jordan, but you do not win trivia. You get quote of the week, though. Thank you, Heman Trevis Service, for bringing us our quote of the week. Resiliency is my middle name. Jordan Resiliency Sorensen.
All right.
Did you get a chance to look at those two?
No, I got sidetracked. I don't know what that means. Oh, he just retracted it.
I think Witchy's trying to say 2012 ZM. They were the number 5 seed.
Oh,
They didn't even have a home match. They beat Lake City in Lake City 4-5, and then they beat Hayfield, who's the number 1 seed. Then they maybe beat like Chatfield or somebody in the finals. I would be hard pressed to find a team lower than a 5 seed that advanced to the state tournament. You think that exists?
a team lower. Ooh, that would be hard.
I don't think so.
Maybe I don't know. If anyone knows that, you're an automatic trivia winner. If you can get us a name.
Yeah, make it happen. All right, Kyle, I think we're ready for team sections.
Which one we starting with? AAA, AA, single A?
Well, you seem to forget that AAA wrestling exists, so we
Got them already up here.
let's start there.
All right, your number 1 seed, Albert Lee, has a bye to the semis. What are you doing?
I'm showing the camera my mustache.
Oh my God.
Makes me a part of the Albert Lee bandwagon.
So Albert Lee is going to get the winner of Rochester Century, Rochester Mayo. We talked about that one a little bit last week. So Mayo came out on top in the, what is that, the
Rochester City
Tri?
duels. Rochester
City Tri?
duels, yeah.
So, you're on your phone. Should I just wait so we can have you focus?
No, you're
It's
good.
fine.
You keep going.
You sure? Because I'm going to have to repeat myself if I start talking.
Oh, you keep going.
All right, and the number, blah, blah, blah. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Northfield's the number 2 seed. They have a bye to the semis, and they are going to get the winner of Owatonna and Rochester JM. So, looks like I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Northfield, Owatonna in the semis,
Coward.
and either the winner of Rochester Century and Mayo will go up against Albert Lee. So, what do you see of that Final Four?
No, I'm going to ask
Four and
you
a
a
half.
question here, pal. You're in the hot seat. Pucker up. Were there any
Well, you got to ask the question.
dramatic pause? You know what a dramatic pause is?
This is why people have to listen to us on 1.5.
It's because there's nothing in here. So, were you surprised by
Stop
anything
eating
in this?
in the mic. That's got to be super annoying.
Sorry. 1 through 8 here. Were you surprised by anything?
No,
I wasn't either. That was my question.
that's a terrible question. Okay. All right, you gonna make some predictions on this, or what do you got?
Sure.
I made the prediction that we got Albert Lee in the semis, Rochester Century or Rochester Mayo, Northfield,
No, but-
and I'm going to Owatonna.
All right, dude. I like where your head's at. I'll let you make the AAA predictions. Maybe I'll make. I don't know. I'll do single A or something. I feel like I know single A better. Look at this though. Rochester Century and Rochester Mayo going down to Albert Lee to get a match in to decide who gets to wrestle Albert Lee. I think that one is going to be potentially the most fun match of Thursday night. You know, you look across all classes, single A, double A, triple A. That Century and Mayo duel was very, very close coming down to it when they met up at the city duels. And there were not many bonus points in that one. Like, those are matchups that could swing either way. And that's going to be really fun on Thursday night. You're right. I agree. Owatonna probably going to take it to Rochester John Marshall. But when have we last seen a completely healthy Owatonna? You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're going to lose to Rochester John Marshall, but I'm saying would like to see them healthy before we can, kind of start penciling them into the bracket.
Can I have one request?
Is it to stop eating in the mic?
And you just burped in the mic too. You've lost like all professionalism today. I don't know what's wrong with you. It's bad.
I spent too much time with Guerrilla Wrestling
So-
Club this weekend.
One thing that I think would be kind of fun here. I know, whatever, I get it. It's hard to do this all at the Civic Center, but have a 9:00 match. Have a wrestling match. You can wrestle 3 duels in a day. Something like that might be kind of entertaining. Or even go 10, noon, and 2. Adjust the whole schedule.
I'm not opposed to that, and they used to do it like that. Also,
No, they just used to have, you would have to have this.
oh, you're saying those?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that. Let's have a Thursday night match. What are we trying to condense the postseason as much as
Yes,
possible?
that is
no.
wrestling. No.
No.
The answer to your question is yes. That's what everybody's trying to do.
Yeah,
They're
and why
trying
don't-
to make sure that wrestling gets over as quick as possible. This is my rant. Like, look at the state tournament. They see how fast they can get that done. They see how fast everything can get done. I don't understand it. Like,
Yeah.
you got to embrace, like, let it build. Exactly. JM, go to Owatonna. Rochester Century, if that's a home event,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I just want it.
I'm okay with that.
So-
Yes, give Owatonna a home match. Give Rochester Mayo a home match against Rochester Century. I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm with you.
So, I
wish-
get it. You get to see weigh-ins, blah, 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 all that. But, well, get the 1 or 2 seed then. Like, whatever. That's my point.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's get to double A here.
Okay. You go off the top of your head while I pull it up.
Sure, I will. Man, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat Albert Lee while I've got this mustache going. That's kind of my big
One double
picture
A.
thought.
Number 1 seeds in Broda Mazeppa will be hosting the winner of Stewartville Lake City. Who won that one the first time? I'm assuming, like, Stewartville must have, huh?
Stewartville did.
Well, double A was tricky with the whole. A lot of people beat a lot of people.
It was a little bit messy. Stewartville beat Lake City last time. That, once again, going to be a fun 8-9 matchup. That one's going to be tight down in Mazeppa.
Number 5 seed. It's going to take on the number 12, Austin,
Well, who's the number
At-
5 seed?
Cannon Falls. If you would let me talk.
You're not good at this.
You're on one today.
We're taking
So,
job applications.
heading to Plainview, Elgin, Millville, the number 4 seed. So we got Cannon Falls and Austin to start out the night, and then they are going to face off with Plainview, Elgin, Millville.
Can I offer thoughts on this one?
Go ahead.
You know I'm a big PEM guy. I love my Bulldogs. They're starting to get healthy. I saw them last week. Lineup is trending in the right direction. They beat a very talented Lewiston Ultra Rushford Peterson team. I think it's starting to come together at the right time here for Plainview, Elgin, Millville, which is my team. And Cannon Falls, which is your team, is going into their house to duel it out.
Better be ready.
You want to bet some Culvers on that?
Not really. So, all right.
You are a coward.
The number 2 team, Casson Manorville Comets, are hosting the 7 and 10. So we got Byron as the 7 and La Crescent Hoka as the 10.
Nobody's going to hang the banner over this, but how about La Crescent getting number 10 seed? When was the last time they were not like the 12th seed? And I'm not being a jerk here or being satirical. Honestly, I said this once earlier this year. I think La Crescent is actually trending in the right direction, and they moved up. They improved their seed 2 spots from last year, so that's noteworthy big picture wise. I think Byron should be favored pretty heavily in that opening round match, and then KM's getting healthy again. It seems like this is what happened last year for KM. It started to fall into place at the right time, so we'll see if Byron can test him. But KM looks like a freight train right now.
All right, in the final pairing here, we got Pine Island hosting as the number 3 seed, and they will get the winner of Caledonia, Houston, and Waseca.
This is interesting, isn't it?
You gonna elaborate or just
Caledonia. I've said it like 3 or 4 times now, but they're peaking at the right time. They've gotten some really big wins. They just knocked off a team from Wisconsin that's ranked in the top 10, Prairie du Chien. They are healthy. The lineup is full. If I'm Pine Island, man, you got to bring it Thursday night, right? Caledonia is at their strongest. If they had started this season normally, if they had been healthy the full season, there's potentially your number 5 seed in Cal or even a number 4 seed. Who knows what could have happened if their season had started differently, but that might be the best match of Thursday night right there with Rochester Mayo and Rochester Century.
So now we have 2 best matches of Thursday night, one in AAA and one in AA.
And wait.
Let me guess. You got another one.
You just wait.
So I completely agree. I think this this is the match of the entire night.
Who you taking?
Thursday. Who am I taking? I have no idea.
Are you feeling stronger one way or another?
I'm not.
Like, is your left arm heavier than your
All
right arm?
I'll ask you this back. Will we see the 1 through 4 seeds at the Civic Center in AA? Because I will say no. It's going to be...
Well, I was going to say no. Then now that you said no, I want to say yes.
I don't know who it's going to be, but I think we'll have a surprise.
You know what? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say we'll see 1,
yes?
2, 3, and 4. Yep. I feel good about the direction that PEM and KM are headed. ZM has been rock steady all year long, and then honestly, that could be a coin flip with Pine Island and Caledonia, but Pine Island has a more complete resume this year, so I guess I give them the edge based on that.
Do you think it's just me like subconsciously always wanting the upset? So I'm going to go that way.
You love chaos.
And then in the finals, you got the 1 and 2 seed, and they're going to duke it out, or how do you got the finals going? Thought you said you were going to make a prediction, Logan.
I don't want this one's too hard. I have too many horses in the race. You predict this one.
Oh, I got KM. I don't know what can you score 78-0?
The Goodyear Comets.
The Goodyear Comets. So all right, single A. Or you got anything else on that?
I was just thinking like this is eerily similar to last year. This is the last thing I'll say about Section 1 AA, and I don't know if people are going to want to hear this, but it's eerily similar to last year, isn't it? ZM wins an exciting regular duel against KM in kind of unexpected fashion. KM spends the year filling out their lineup, getting healthy, making changes. They come into sections with some momentum, and what happens in the section tournament? You know what I'm saying? Feels eerily similar. So I'll leave that there, and we'll move on to single A.
Sounded like a prediction, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a leading question. If I was a lawyer, that would be a leading question.
All right, the number 1 seed in single A, we got the Gophers of Chatfield.
Okay, we're good.
We'll take on the winners of GMLOS and Triton.
That one was a bit of a surprise. The seeding was falling together so nicely. This team had beat this team, who beat this team, and then all of a sudden, FCLMC flies in here last week, and they knock off GMLOS. So FCLMC grabs the 7th seed, and like you said, GMLOS and Triton now have the joy of going to Chatfield. Pick your poison, though. You know, you go to Chatfield, you go to Kenny Wanamingo, you got a tough path either way.
All right, here, this one's already predetermined. We've got the 4-5. Dover Yoda as the 5, LARP as the 4.
What was this one in the regular season? Was this like a 40-25 or something?
Yeah,
like
I want to
that?
say it got away from Dover a little bit. Something like that, yeah.
Let me pull it up here quickly. Because if I'm being honest here, I haven't thought about this one that much. DE. Yeah, it was 57-14. LARP beat Dover Yoda.
Is there a path for Dover?
No. I get to ask you that question. Is there, Kyle?
There's always a path. I don't know what it is,
There it
but
is.
yeah. So, no, this will be good. And I believe if LARP makes it, someone can correct me, if I'm sure they will. If LARP makes it to the Civic Center, that will be the first time under the co-op.
They honestly send us that information. If you send us that correctly, we'll get you like a Culver's mug or something.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that'll be the. Yeah, I think we talked about that last year because they were the 4 seed last year.
What about this storyline? God, I am such a nightmare for fan bases, aren't I? Last year, LARP's the 4 seed, right? They're favored to go down to the Civic Center for the first time since when? Goodyear rolls into town. Goodyear wins a narrow match by single digits. LARP, you got it. Maybe. Get it done. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, we got the number 3 seed Goodyear hosting St. Charles, the 6 seed.
Goodyear and St. Charles.
Are you on the call for this one?
I haven't been formally asked yet, so when Josh Grant listens to this in May, please ask me.
So, what do you got on that one?
Here's what I like about this matchup. 2 teams that both improved their seeds from last year. I think Goodyear was a 5 seed last year. They're now a 3 seed. St. Charles was, an 8 seed or 9 seed last year. Now they're a 6 seed. 2 up-and-coming teams that have flown under the radar this year. These teams deserve credit. If you see one of these guys walking around, pat them on the back. I think advantage Goodyear big time. St. Charles might just need another year or 2, but honestly, they're going to push Goodyear in a lot of different places. And if you get the ball rolling early, you win some matches early, it's anybody's duel.
Yeah, and I don't know when the last time Goodyear and St. Charles wrestled. It's got to be a few 3 to 5 to 10-ish years. No, maybe not 10. 3 to 5-ish years. So that's always fun to see a different team as well. All right, number 2 seed Kenny Wanamingo versus Fillmore Central, Lanesboro, Mabel Canton, or Wabasha Kellogg as the 10. What do you got?
I don't know. I don't have a lot on this one, I guess. I think Kenyon's going to be heavily favored against who ends up wrestling them. Be some fun individual matches. I would love to be proved wrong. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for either of these 2 to beat Kenyon Wanamingo. You just went on a rant 2 weeks ago, right? About how statewide everybody's discrediting Kenyon Wanamingo, and you're upset with Roger.
Sure.
You said that, didn't you?
I don't think so.
Prove my point though is just, prove me wrong. Kenny Wanamingo looks like a freight train, don't they?
They're on fire.
They look unbelievable.
So, all right. How does the KW Chatfield match go then based on that comment?
Oh man, that's a good question. We'll see if they both make it back there, but it's going to take a lot for somebody to push Chatfield. I mean, more than just outside Kenny Wanamingo. Chatfield is just an immovable object, and I don't know if anybody can test them, if I'm being honest.
We do have confirmation, so if and you're getting ripped. So we do have, it would be their first time. I like it how Witchy's the only guy you haven't got his gift card to.
Witchy did not get a gift card.
Well,
He ain't. Sorry, Witchy. No gift card.
oh, that's good. All right. And the world. We should probably do a quick peek at the world, right? We got a couple more minutes.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Here we go.
I'll call it Staples versus Holdingford in the finals. It's going to be Friday night, Logan. Take your little sweetheart up to Holdingford to watch this one. Who you got?
She's busy. I'm not saying her name. Wait, is that not the question?
Who you got here on Holdingford?
Oh, I thought you phrased that question.
Okay, do you think this is
differently?
Do you think this is a advantage? Obviously, getting to host the section finals
Yeah, it is an advantage for Staples.
for Staples.
No, yes, I guess. I feel like wrestling the crowd I don't think it impacts the match that much.
That's a bold statement.
I don't think it does.
Huh?
Have you ever ran out onto the wrestling mat and said, "Oh, I've got the home crowd behind me. Now I'm going to do really good"?
No, but there is an excitement. There is
Unless things go
definitely-
bad.
Well, yeah, but a little momentum. I don't know. I got Holdingford. I don't think you're going to take a stand.
I'm taking
It's
Staples.
shocking.
I'm taking Staples.
So,
What was it last time? 31-27?
yeah, it was tight.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Is there a path? Yes.
Is there?
No, I got Holdingford. They're going to pull it off. So for those of you, I think they were the 1 seed last year and didn't get her done. Staples did, made it to the finals, and now Staples Canada, as some would say, has rebought and ready to roll for this year. And
Did you say rebought?
no, I said rebuilt,
Oh, you said
and they're ready to roll this year. So we'll see. But I got Holdingford,
I
and I
guess-
saw one of their. This is kind of cool. One of their wrestlers is going into the trades. He's going to be a pipe fitter. No, I'm a new fan now, like that.
a Holdingford guy?
Yeah.
Who
I think
is he?
One of the Nowitzki, Wyatt, maybe.
It's going to be a pipe fitter?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because you know how like they do the announcements for like where kids are going to commit. It's not all about
Oh, yeah? Well, one of my guys on Staples is going to be an electrician.
a border patrol for the U.S. Canada border. All right, so have fun up there when you go, Logan.
This is the best.
We got anything else? Because I'm about done with you.
Other section races, Mounds View, Stillwater, will be fun off the top of my head.
Anoka Elk River.
Anoka, Elk River. We're going to be wearing our Anoka gear.
Yep.
Or at least I will. I don't want to speak for you. Otherwise, God, I don't think so. Section 2, pretty straightforward over there. I think that's kind of it for section races.
Section 5 would be a fun one if you want to peek in. They had all kinds.
Oh,
of,
yeah. Yep.
tight
Section
back
5,
and
Class
forth,
A. Mini Yoda can be.
There's like top 4 or 5 that could maybe come out of there, which is unique.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All
Let's
right.
call her a night.
Let's call her a night. Other sponsor we got to thank, Ag Partners, of course. Oh, no. I'm not letting you call it a night quite yet. Did you stop in at the HVL JV tournament?
Yes.
Is it true that people were lining up to take pictures with you?
Pictures and autographs. Yep.
Were people...
I had to leave early because it's getting carpal tunnel.
I hear you. It's stressful. Also, I got to give a shout out. This guy is our athlete of the week, Joey Majuris, the head coach of the ZM Junior Varsity, led them to an 80-point victory in the HVL JV tournament. Former guest, still an athlete of the week.
I'm just glad most people have already tuned us off by the time you got to that part. So,
All right,
is Joey the younger one?
Joey's in the middle.
Michael.
Nick is the oldest. Michael's the youngest. They were both coaching on Saturday.
Yeah, I like Michael. Not a fan of Joey.
Michael's a good kid. Good kid, bright future. He sent me a good question.
All right, let's be done.
He sent me a good question. We're gonna have to table for next time about.
We're gonna also have to ask the Second Street if they can stay open for another 4 hours. The way you've been rambling here.
So, on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. JV takes. We'll see you at the Civic Center.